The hidden habits that shape your future. Have you ever noticed how two people can start in exactly the same place, yet years later, one is living the life they once dreamed about, while the other is still making excuses? The difference isn't found in one extraordinary decision. It's hidden inside the ordinary moments that almost everyone ignores. Success is never built in public, it's built in private. When no one is watching, when nobody is applauding, when there are no rewards. Think about your average day. The alarm rings. In that very first moment, your future quietly asks you a question. Will you control your day, or will your day control you? Most people don't make a conscious decision. They simply react. They grab their phone. They scroll through endless videos. They answer messages that don't matter. An hour disappears before they've taken one meaningful step toward their goals. Now imagine someone else, the same morning, the same 24 hours, but instead of reacting, they begin with intention. They move their body. They spend a few quiet minutes thinking. They choose one important task and protect it from distraction. Nothing looks dramatic. Yet this single habit, repeated hundreds of times, creates an extraordinary life. Here's something fascinating about the human brain. Your brain doesn't measure the importance of an action. It measures repetition. Whatever you repeat becomes familiar. Whatever becomes familiar feels comfortable. And whatever feels comfortable becomes automatic. That's why your daily habits eventually become your personality. You don't suddenly become disciplined. You practice discipline until your brain believes, this is who I am. Imagine someone who wants to become healthier. They don't start by running a marathon. They simply decide to walk for 15 minutes every evening. It feels insignificant, almost too small to matter. But after weeks, walking becomes normal. Then exercising becomes easier. Then healthy eating follows naturally. One tiny habit starts pulling every other habit in the right direction. Life works the same way with success. The small things are never really small. Reading 10 pages, learning one new skill, saving a little money, keeping promises to yourself, showing up. Even when you don't feel motivated, these actions seem invisible today. But they become impossible to ignore tomorrow. This is where most people quit. They expect immediate results. When they don't see success after a few days, they assume nothing is happening. But nature teaches us something different. A tree doesn't grow the day you plant the seed. For weeks, everything happens beneath the surface. Strong roots must grow first. Your habits are building roots long before success becomes visible. Every disciplined decision strengthens those roots. Every excuse weakens them. Ask yourself one honest question. If someone repeated your daily routine every single day for the next 5 years, would they become successful? Or would they remain exactly where they are today? That question changes everything. Because your future isn't hidden somewhere ahead of you. It's already being created by the choices you make today. Remember this. Your habits are always working. They're either building the life you dream about or quietly building the life you'll someday regret. The choice is yours. Every morning, every hour, every decision. And the beautiful truth is this. You don't need a completely different life to become successful. You simply need better daily habits, because extraordinary lives are built through ordinary actions, repeated consistently, day after day. The psychology of millionaire thinking. Why do some people see opportunities while others only see obstacles? The answer isn't found in the economy, their education, or even their circumstances. It begins inside their mindset. Every successful person faces rejection. Every entrepreneur experiences failure. Every leader makes mistakes. The difference is, they don't allow temporary failure to become a permanent identity. Imagine two people applying for the same opportunity. Both receive the same rejection. The first person says, "Maybe I'm just not good enough." The second person asks, "What can I improve before I try again?" The event is identical, but the interpretation changes everything. Psychologists call this your internal narrative. It's the ongoing conversation you have with yourself every single day. And over time, that conversation becomes your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm unlucky, I'm too late, I'm not smart enough," your brain begins searching for evidence to prove those beliefs true. But something incredible happens when you change that conversation. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you ask, "How can I learn this?" Instead of thinking, "I always fail," you ask, "What is this experience teaching me?" That simple shift moves your brain from fear to curiosity, and curiosity is where growth begins. Millionaire thinking isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about believing that every problem contains a lesson. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Nobody succeeds on the first attempt. Falling isn't failure, it's feedback. Yet as adults, many people expect perfection immediately. If success doesn't happen quickly, they stop trying. But the world's highest achievers expect discomfort. They understand that growth always feels unfamiliar. Imagine walking into a gym for the very first time. Everything feels difficult. Your muscles ache. Your confidence disappears. But after months of consistent practice, the same exercises feel natural. Your mind works exactly the same way. Mental strength is built through repetition. Every difficult conversation, every new challenge, every uncomfortable decision expands your confidence. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Here's another powerful truth. Successful people protect their attention. They understand that attention is one of the most valuable resources they own. Every notification, every meaningless distraction, every unnecessary argument steals a small piece of their focus. And over time, those small distractions become a life filled with unfinished dreams. Instead, they choose what deserves their energy. They spend more time learning than comparing, more time creating than complaining, more time improving than proving themselves to others. Because they know where attention goes, results follow. Ask yourself, what has your attention been feeding lately? Fear or possibility? Excuses or solutions? Comfort or growth? Your answers reveal the direction of your future. Remember, wealth begins in the mind, long before it appears in your bank account. Because every extraordinary achievement first existed as an ordinary decision inside someone's thoughts. And once your thinking changes, your actions begin to change. When your actions change, your habits improve. When your habits improve, your life can never remain the same. Daily decisions that change your life. What if the biggest turning point in your life wasn't a life-changing opportunity, but a decision so small you almost ignored it? Most people spend their lives waiting for more money, more confidence, the perfect moment, or the perfect plan. But successful people understand something different. They don't wait, they begin. Because action creates clarity. Not the other way around. Think about learning a new language. No one becomes fluent after one lesson. But imagine learning just one new word every day. At first, it feels almost meaningless. One word can't change your life, but after 1 year, you know hundreds of words. After several years, you can hold conversations, travel confidently, and connect with people from around the world. Everything changed because of one small daily decision. Success follows exactly the same pattern. Every decision you make is like placing one brick. One brick doesn't build a house, but thousands of carefully placed bricks create something extraordinary. Now imagine two different evenings. One person finishes work, sits on the couch, and spends the next 3 hours consuming content without purpose. Another person also relaxes, but before sleeping, they spend just 20 minutes reading, learning, or improving a valuable skill. 20 minutes doesn't sound impressive, but multiply that by 365 days. Now multiply it by 5 years. The difference becomes impossible to ignore. This is the hidden power of consistency. The truth is, your future is never changed by one extraordinary day. It's changed by ordinary days lived with extraordinary intention. Another habit successful people share is taking responsibility. They stop asking, who's to blame? Instead, they ask, what can I do next? That question is powerful because blame keeps you trapped in the past. Responsibility moves you toward the future. Life won't always be fair. Unexpected problems will appear. Plans will fail. People will disappoint you. But every challenge still gives you one choice. You can become bitter or you can become better. Your response is always more powerful than the situation itself. Imagine driving through heavy rain. You can't control the weather, but you can slow down, stay focused, adjust your direction. Eventually, the storm passes. Life works the same way. Successful people don't waste energy trying to control everything around them. They focus on controlling themselves, their attitude, their effort, their habits, their decisions. That's where real power lives. Before today ends, ask yourself one question. What is one small action I can repeat every single day that my future self will thank me for? Don't choose something impossible. Choose something sustainable, something simple, something you can still do on your busiest day. Because success doesn't belong to the people who start perfectly. It belongs to the people who keep showing up. One decision, one habit, one day at a time. The millionaire mindset is built, not born. Imagine yourself 5 years from today. Picture the life you want, the confidence, the freedom, the financial security, the peace of mind. Now ask yourself, what kind of person would I need to become to deserve that future? Because every great achievement begins with becoming before receiving. Most people focus only on results. They dream about success without changing the habits that create success. But life doesn't reward wishes. It rewards preparation. Think about an athlete preparing for a championship. The audience only sees the final victory. They don't see the early mornings, the exhausting practice, the discipline, the sacrifices. Success is always visible, but the preparation is almost invisible. Your life follows the same principle. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every promise you keep to yourself is preparing you for opportunities that haven't even arrived yet. And here's something extraordinary. Your future doesn't suddenly appear one day. It's quietly being created right now by the decisions you make today, by the conversations you have with yourself, by the habits you repeat, even when nobody notices. The greatest investment isn't in the stock market. It isn't in real estate. It isn't in technology. The greatest investment is the one you make in yourself, because knowledge can never be stolen. Discipline never loses its value. Character continues to pay dividends for the rest of your life. Every successful person started as a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. Every confident leader once questioned themselves. The only difference is that they refused to stop growing. So don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Focus on becoming 1% better every single day. Some days, progress will feel exciting. Other days, it will feel invisible. Keep going anyway, because consistency always defeats intensity. Small daily actions, performed for years, will accomplish what short bursts of motivation never can. Remember, your habits are writing your future, whether you realize it or not. So choose habits that make your future self proud. Choose learning over excuses, discipline over comfort, growth over fear, action over hesitation. One day, you'll look back and realize that your life didn't change because of one lucky opportunity. It changed because you made one small decision and then another and another until those decisions became the person you were always capable of becoming. Because the millionaire mindset isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. One thought, one habit, one decision at a time. And maybe the most important decision starts today.